New information coming to light regarding the mass shooting in Uvalde last week. We're breaking it all down and following the latest on the gun debate in our country.
Plus, San Antonio police are trying to figure out what led up to the shooting death of a 14-year-old boy late last night. What we know so far about that incident.
With May now in the rearview mirror, we begin the month of June, and we know it's just a matter of time before 100-degree temperatures return to San Antonio.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi, good morning. It is Wednesday, June 1st.
Thank you for joining us. 1 week after the Uvalde mass shooting, there's been quite a few new developments.
Today's 9 at 9 gives you a quick recap of everything we have learned yesterday and are continuing to follow. Despite the mayor of Uvalde saying the city council meeting would be canceled out of respect for the grieving families holding funerals this week, members were sworn in yesterday, including Uvalde Consolidated ISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo. Arredondo is currently at the center of state and federal investigations into why police did not engage the shooter for more than an hour.
Just hours before being sworn in, DPS officials said Arredondo stopped cooperating with investigators. They've been trying to get an interview with him, but say he hasn't responded. They say otherwise, the school district's police department and the Uvalde Police Department have been cooperating with the investigation.
An audio message sent to UCISD parents is muddling up law enforcement's timeline of events even more. The message said there was an active shooter incident, even though Arredondo called it a barricaded subject incident. School district officials have not provided additional details about what went into Arredondo's incorrectly labeling the incident.
Another new development yesterday was the clarification that a Robb elementary teacher did close the exterior door when she realized there was a shooter on campus, but the door did not lock like it was supposed to. State police had initially said the teacher propped the door open with a rock shortly before the shooter entered the school, but yesterday they clarified that by saying the teacher removed the rock holding the door open.
Governor Greg Abbott issued a disaster declaration for the city of Uvalde. It will help speed up all available state and local resources to help the community, including mental health services. It will also provide those agencies with a temporary facility to be used as a family resource center.
A 10-year-old boy who was injured in the mass shooting is now back home after being released from the hospital late Monday. Noah Oronda's family says he's in good spirits but is still reluctant to talk about the shooting. As for the other victims who were injured and remain in the hospital, University Health says the 66-year-old woman and 9-year-old girl are in good condition, but a 10-year-old girl is still listed in serious condition.
Today, one of the teachers killed, Irma Garcia, will be laid to rest. Her funeral mass will be at 10 a.m. at Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and she will be buried at Hillcrest Cemetery. Her husband's funeral will be held at the same time. Joe Garcia died of a heart attack just 2 days after learning his wife died in the mass shooting.
10-year-old Jose Flores Jr. will also be laid to rest today. His funeral services will begin at 2 p.m. in Uvalde. It will start at Sacred Heart Catholic Church and move to Hillcrest Cemetery. You can find funeral arrangements for all the victims on our website right now.
If you would like to help the victims and community of Uvalde, you can find links to official organizations' funds on KSAT.com, where you can make monetary donations in a secure way. Just look for the story on our homepage. And that's today's 9 at 9. And we do want to add that Pete Arredondo talked to CNN this morning, and when they asked him why he wasn't cooperating with DPS, he said that he is in contact with them every day. Again, that is according to CNN, so we'll continue to follow that story throughout the day.
Meanwhile, as the victims in the school shooting are laid to rest, President Biden is promising to meet with congressional leaders to discuss changes to current gun laws.
However, the administration says it realizes any new gun legislation would be an uphill battle, with opponents arguing gun restrictions do not work.
Meanwhile, lawmakers in the House plan to vote as early as tomorrow on a package of bills known as the Protecting Our Kids Act. The bill would include laws to raise the age to purchase a semi-automatic centerfire rifle from 1821. It would also make it illegal to possess a large capacity magazine with few exceptions, and it would establish mandatory guidelines on how firearms are stored.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, warming up a little bit to 79 degrees, but I think that cloud cover helps just a little bit.
Just a little bit, you're right. Every little bit of cloud cover to keep that sun out will keep temperatures down maybe a degree or two. We're thinking mid-90s today, so maybe not upper 90s, but we're going to have a lot of humidity, and we've got a couple showers out there, too. Right now, 80 degrees at the airport, 73 the dew point, so very, very sticky. South-southeasterly winds at 11 in the forecast. Yeah, we'll take it up to about 96 this afternoon. Notice, though, that we do have a 10% chance of rain scattered in there, noon to 5 o'clock. It's going to be those quick-hitting showers that don't put down much rain, but we are seeing them on the radar this morning. We may see a few more as we get into the afternoon. Let's look at the radar, and you can see where the activity is. A few showers, basically a couple sprinkles here around San Antonio, and then you get into some heavier showers down towards Victoria and east of Gonzales. As far as pollen count is concerned, mold is low. It's at 400. And as we look at what's ahead, what we're going to talk about here next half hour or so, we'll be looking at the hurricane season. Starts today. Will we see Alex in the Gulf of Mexico? Downpours, as we talked about, a lucky few. Could see some rain next couple days. And we're going to take a look back at May. It officially set some big-time records. We'll look at the latest there and look ahead to June, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. A quick look at the roads with TransGuide. Looking over at Loop 410 at Bandera Road, things are flowing fine just right now. And also at Loop 410 at San Pedro, usual buildup right there, but it doesn't appear that there are any problems.
Well, the top stories we're following today, the death of a 14-year-old boy after a shooting last night.
It happened just before 10 p.m. on Agnes Drive near McCullough Avenue, just north of Hildebrand. Now, police say the teen was shot and killed in a home invasion and that they do have the information about the suspect, but they're not releasing it at this time.
Last we checked, investigators were questioning a witness to the crime. Police are still trying to figure out all the details that led up to the shooting. In your other morning headlines, former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin facing 2 new lawsuits. And the White House says fighting inflation is now at the top of its list.
Plus, the K-pop group BTS visits the Oval Office. Sarah Acosta is in the studio for your latest headlines. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I went and filled up my 4Runner yesterday.
How'd that go?
Oh my gosh, it physically pained me. And, it's why I've been thinking about buying a Prius. More on that. But many Americans, we know we're not alone, are worried about their wallets and facing higher costs for items ranging from food to fuel. President Joe Biden has launched a month-long effort to increase focus on struggling economy. The White House says fighting inflation is a top priority. In his op-ed for the Wall Street Journal this week, President Biden listed numerous proposals aimed at boosting the U.S. economy, which includes improving infrastructure and lowering the cost of child and elder care. But some of the presidential plans will need congressional support, and that could be an uphill battle. And as the 2022 midterm elections loom, Americans are struggling with price hikes. According to a poll released on Tuesday, 46% of those questions see the U.S. economy as poor, 14% rate it as excellent or good. When Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd in 2020, it wasn't the first time Chauvin was accused of excessive force. 2 lawsuits were filed Tuesday alleging excessive force in 2017. Both involved Chauvin pinning his knee to the plaintiff's necks, just like he did with Floyd. Those 2 plaintiffs call Chauvin a serial predator and are speaking out about their encounters with him. One of them is John Pope, who was just 14 years old when Chauvin responded to a domestic call in 2017, pinned his knee to Pope's neck and beat him with a flashlight. Pope was hospitalized.
You look at a police department to protect you, but they do the complete opposite.
Now, both incidents were captured on police body cameras, which the city of Minneapolis has not released. The plaintiff's attorney is predicting big payouts in both cases. The lawsuits also named 7 other officers and the city of Minneapolis. In a statement, the city called both suits disturbing. It added the city officials plan to move forward with negotiations with the plaintiffs to reach a settlement. This after Minneapolis paid Floyd's family a record $27 million in a wrongful death settlement. Chauvin is behind bars, serving a sentence of more than 20 years for Floyd's murder. The Supreme Court temporarily blocked a Texas law restricting the ability of social media platforms to moderate user-generated content. By a 5-4 vote, the justices granted an emergency request from the tech industry to block the measure opposed by Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The order is a loss for Texas, which had argued its law prohibiting social media platforms from moderating posts does not violate the First Amendment. Opponents of the Texas law say it would compel platforms to distribute anything from Russian disinformation to neo-Nazi or KKK propaganda. A group of states led by Florida submitted a court filing supporting the Texas law in hopes of keeping conservative viewpoints from being banned on social media. The Supreme Court's action Tuesday will allow the legal battle to continue in lower courts. And Korean pop supergroup BTS visited the White House at a press briefing on Tuesday to discuss Asian inclusion and representation, along with addressing anti-Asian hate crimes and disinformation. The group, known for its global hits like Butter and Dynamite, met with President Biden in a closed Oval Office meeting last year amid a span of anti-Asian hate crimes in the U.S., including shootings at 3 Atlanta area spas. BTS spoke out about their own experience with discrimination. They said, "We recall moments when we faced discrimination as Asians. We have endured expletives without reason, and we're mocked for the way we look," end quote. Biden and BTS discussed the importance of diversity and inclusion and using the BTS platform as youth ambassadors to spread a message of hope and positivity across the world. Guys, they have a massive fan following. They're known as the BTS Army, and they are about 90 million fans worldwide. And their fan group that they're known, you don't mess with them.
Right.
Like if BTS says they want something done, the BTS Army, they get things done.
They'll stay up late at night and do the online voting.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sarah. Right now, 9:09, about 80 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Students from a local elementary school exceeding expectations on a fundraiser they worked on, benefiting not only their school, but also a neighboring middle school.
Plus, a new program helping students succeed. Coming up later in the newscast, Tiffany Huertas will explain how the program will improve students' math skills.
And we are live at Cody Elementary for Katie's Science Lab. What you're seeing right now is them waving over there. I don't see Katie.
I heard her.
I hear her, but we're going to talk to her and David later on. Hey, there you are, Katie. Good morning.
Our arms hurt. We're waving too much.
Welcome back, 9:13. It's one of the last Katie Science Labs of the school year as it comes to an end. This morning, she and David are at Cody Elementary on the city's west side.
They are visiting with a second grade class there. And Katie, tell us about today's project.
Good morning. Yes, the energy in the room, you can just feel it, right? The last day of school is coming up tomorrow, so these kids are really excited. And we're sending them into summer break on a blast. We're blasting off into summer break. That's what I was saying. These kids have been learning about different types of transportation, different kinds of technology, and so they have been working on constructing their own rockets. They're putting the finishing touches on them now. And then here in just a few minutes on GMSA at 9, we're going to take you outside with us, which is a first for Katie's Science Lab, going outside. And they're going to blast off these rockets. That's why we're blasting off into summer break. So they're putting the finishing touches on their rockets. They're putting the cone on top so that it can get some good aerodynamics, if you will, and really get some good height once they blast off.
Propulsion, right? So are you excited about going outside and blasting off rockets?
Yes.
Yeah. Give me one word that kind of describes what you're doing here.
Okay. Putting things together.
Putting things together? Okay. So putting things together, make that one word.
Constructing.
There we go. Constructing. All right, give me one word. You gave me a word a while ago, so tell me what you're doing. Give me one word to describe all of it.
It's like you have to make it and you have to use engineeric.
Engineeric. Engineeric is the word of the day. That's what we're doing. We're engineeric things right here. Give me another word that describes what you're doing today.
Teleportation.
Teleportation. Engineeric and teleportation. We are about to have some fun outside. So, all right, you guys, say goodbye for right now, because when we come back, guess what we're going to be doing? Blasting off rockets!
Oh, and y'all do me a favor. Say, Justin, over to you on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Justin, over to you.
Great work. Great work. I appreciate it. And you guys stay cool when you go out there because it's hot when you're going to be blasting off those rockets. Great stuff. We look forward to seeing what you got coming up. Okay, hottest May on record. That much we know for sure. May 2022 is in the record books now. 83 degrees was the average temperature. We blew out the old record of 81.9 set back in 1996. So yes, in the record books. What does June look like? Hot. We're going to keep this trend going as we get into June. Now, the good news is that we do have a few downpours trying to develop. These are very quick moving, as we've talked about, not going to put down much rain, but we are seeing them here on radar. Let's zoom in into one of these quick little showers here around Leon Valley. So just to the west of Bandera Road there, north of Culebra, we're seeing that little shower work its way up towards Brandeis High School. And along 1604 there, up towards the Helotes area. And this is kind of the trend you'll see today with these little pop-up showers. No lightning or thunder or anything like that, but you may have to briefly use your windshield wipers. We've also got some heavier showers as you get out towards Cuero, Victoria, up to Hallettsville. Seeing a little bit of rain, you should get some showers there. And I would think we'll see a few more of these pop-ups here over the next couple of hours. We'll keep you posted. Nothing that's going to fill up the rain gauge, that's for sure. And as we go outside for you, we've got mostly cloudy skies, 80 degrees at the airport. South-southeasterly winds at about 11 miles per hour, and that humidity is sky high. 78 degrees in Kerrville. It's 81 already in New Braunfels, 79 out there in Uvalde, and the 70s and 80s for the most part here around Barrett County. 77 Bernie Stage, 78 right now in Comfort. There's like the cloud cover, and you can see some of those spotty showers. A little bit more activity than yesterday, and I think as we get into tomorrow, we may see even a little bit more as a weak frontal boundary sinks into the hill country. The cloud cover will thin out like the last few days, and we'll get some sun this afternoon. But some of that moisture, that deeper moisture, trying to work up into Texas. And then you've got some thunderstorms up across the Texas Panhandle along a cold front. And that's where we'll see some more severe weather, likely a little bit later today. These areas shaded in pink is where there could be some stronger storms. It's this same front that sinks a little bit further south tomorrow, but by the time it gets to us, it's weakened, it's falling apart. Maybe just enough lift there to get some showers going, but we're not going to see the severe weather like they're seeing up there across North Texas today. And look at Amarillo. Temperatures there today will fall into the 50s. That sounds amazing. We don't get that cool air. We stay in the mid-90s today. Heat index will be close to 100, maybe even a little bit higher than that. And most of Texas is still seeing the heat. So here's a look at the forecast. 10% chance of rain today. We'll see those off and on spotty showers. And then as we get into tomorrow, clouds early. And then this model does show, again, some pop-up showers, maybe a storm north of San Antonio. 20% chance tomorrow. And as we look in the tropics very quickly, we do need to look at this. We've got a developing system here. So you remember Agatha crossed over Mexico, and now the remnants becoming what we think will be Alex, and starting to see a little bit more development here. The probability of development has jumped up to 80%. I think the biggest takeaway from this, though, is going to be the rainfall. Regardless of how quickly it develops or if it develops, rainfall is going to be the main concern. Miami down to the Florida Keys and Havana, up to 7 inches possible, more than 7 inches possible as that tropical moisture moves in their direction. Okay, here's our extended forecast. 95 tomorrow, there's that 20% chance of a pop-up shower or storm. 96 Friday, still a 10% chance of stray shower. But after that, things really dry out and it heats up. 98 Saturday, 100 Sunday, 101 Monday, 101 Tuesday. We could be setting some more records, and we'll be adding to our triple-digit total, which is already at 5, guys.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Thank you, Justin.
Yep. Right now, it's 9:20, about 81 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, we are going to tell you how students at Moon Elementary raised enough money to buy books for their own school and for students at a neighboring campus.
But when we come back, we'll check in with Katie Blake and David Sears visiting second grade class over at Cody Elementary, doing a fun little project outside, which is where they are headed right now.
And welcome back. It's 9:23. And earlier we were in the process of following Katie and David. They were walking outside.
Yeah, they're over at Cody Elementary. That's the right one, right? Over on the west side. Yeah. Talking to a second grade class. And there you are. You've taken everything outside, Katie.
Yeah, I'm just really excited. We have not done an outside activity with Katie Science Lab before. So here we are. This is our setup. These are our launch pads, if you will. We've got air compressors here. This is where the students are going to put their rockets and then they're going to blast off. So we're really excited. So let me show you the anatomy of the rocket real quick. Sir, what's your name? Okay, perfect. So tell me a little bit about your rocket. So we have 3 parts, right?
Yeah.
So we've got the foil, and that's to make sure the air can go up the body of the rocket, and then we've got the topper. That's what we were putting on just a few minutes ago, and now everything's secure, and you're ready to launch, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. That's what we've all been waiting for. You want to give it a go?
Okay, here we go. We're filling it up.
Oh, his is too small.
We're filling it up.
Isn't gonna fit.
Let's see. So they're saying yours is a little too small.
60 to 80 psi, right?
Can we do that?
All right, we got 50.
Can I do that? Will it work?
Take steps back. I need you stopping at this.
Do you want to try it? All right.
Okay, we got 50, a little over 50 psi. Is that gonna do it?
At least if we get to 60.
So 60 psi, at least 60 psi,
We
David.
don't quite have enough.
And we can go for it with that.
Okay, we'll go with this. All right, put it on there. You ready? Is that how it's gonna go?
Yeah.
All right, you like turn the knob?
Yes.
Turn the knob. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. 3. Y'all count it down. 3, 2, 1. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I need you to stay back here.
Good job. What'd you think?
That was scary.
Wow.
It was scary.
That was scary.
I think we can agree rocket launches up close and personal may be a little bit scary. Okay,
We gotta
cool.
do this again.
Very good job.
Do
All
we
right.
do that again? Are we good?
So we've got.
We only had like 52. We gotta crank this up.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And that should be good to go. 'Cause it's, yes.
So we're getting our launch pads ready.
Because I know both of
Our
these ones-
fellow engineers that have built these rockets are going to get ready. When we come back from this commercial break, we're going to see more of these rockets blast off. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Katie's Science Lab. Okay. Hi, welcome back to Cody Elementary. School is out for the summer tomorrow, and we are blasting off into summer break with a 2nd grade class who has built their own rockets, and now we are launching the rockets. This is Alex, right?
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to the folks watching at home? Turn around. Right here.
Thank you for having fun.
Thank you for having fun. That's a good sentiment going into summer. All right, there's Alex's rocket. David has loaded up the launcher with anywhere from 60 to 70 psi, and now we're going to blast off. All right, 3.
Give me a countdown, Alex.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, watch out, Katie. We're blasting off.
What do you think?
That was cool.
You got to put it back together. Maybe we'll try it again. All right, cool. All right.
Right here.
Who's next?
Here's Rocket.
Oh, and by the way, you remember those little showers Justin was talking about? We got one right over us, right as we speak. But these rockets are still flying. All right, who's next? What's your name? Wonderful. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to give us a countdown?
3, 2, 1. Blast off.
What do you think?
It was awesome.
Awesome, cool. All right, go get your rocket.
Okay, Joanna, you're next.
This is really cool. Okay.
I'm scared.
So we got our air compressors. We're loading it up with the PSI. Let me get over here. What's your name? Kate. One more time. Cadence. That's a great name. Awesome. So
You ready?
there's your rocket. Are you ready? Will you count David down? All right. We're gonna do it together. 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Whoa! And yours stayed together. That's cool. I think your engineering worked really well. Yeah? Good job. Go. You can go get it. Awesome. Okay. All right, young lady. What's your name?
Joanna.
All right. Are you ready? Can you give us do we have our PSI? Let's see.
We're not quite to 50.
We're getting there. We're getting there. But how far do you think your rocket's going to go?
I don't know. At least I think it should get to at least past the white line out there.
The one in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a try. All right, are you ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Blast off!
Hey,
happened?
you know what? Even even NASA has problems sometimes, so it's okay. Don't take it too seriously.
All right, Penny, you ready? Give me
All right.
Ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that one was pretty good. Okay, we've got time.
Crank it up there.
That walk went all the way down.
It went where?
It went all the way down.
I'll go retrieve it for you. I'll go get it for you.
Engineering feats. Where's NASA? Call NASA. Tell them we've got some kids that can blow off some rockets right here now.
What's your name?
John.
John,
All right.
okay, John. We don't have a whole lot of power in there, but we're going to see if it'll take off, okay? All right, John, give me a countdown. Loud.
3, 2, 1. Blast off.
All right. Well, so we're going to keep this going so that everybody has a turn to launch their rocket. But I want to thank Miss Perez Cruz and Mrs. Young here at Cody Elementary for setting this all up and doing this for these kids. I think it's a great way to head into summer. We are heading into summer break ourselves here, David and I, for Katie's Science Lab. But we'd love to come to more schools next school year. If you would like to be a part of that, shoot me an email over the summer and we'll get some things scheduled. But for now, we'll send it back to you guys after one more launch here, maybe. I don't know if we'll get it in time, but this has been a lot of fun. Thanks to Cody Elementary for having us this morning. David, say goodbye, David. Say goodbye.
Hold on, good.
Goodbye, David.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, bye.
Oh, there you go. One last Awesome job, David.
Have a great summer, everybody.
Yes. And awesome job to the students at Cody.
That's right. Outside with live cam, if you have your wipers set to automatic, they may startle you here or there today.
Yeah, then they'll come on for, like 30 seconds. You saw the shower there in the background on live cam and where Katie was. So not only was she giving us Katie's Science Lab, she was also giving us a live weather report there. Shower coming down on City's West Side. Let me show you. They're over there by Stevens High School, and you can see these little pop-up showers that come through. They don't last very long, but they are there. We'll zoom out, show you the big picture here, and we've got these pop-ups pretty much all over San Antonio. They're not going to amount to much more than maybe a trace of rainfall, maybe 1/100 of an inch, but it's, cools us down a little bit for a period, which is nice. Another little shower down there near China Grove. We've also noticed some showers here on the north side of Bexar County, working their way up towards Fair Oaks Ranch. You may get a quick shower, and then also moving into Comal County out of Bexar County, just west of Bulverde. Seeing some showers there and a few more as you get over towards Gonzales, and actually some pretty good downpours back over towards Hallettsville. That's where the moisture is a little deeper, so you may actually see some measurable rainfall there. But that's kind of a tour of what's going on here around the area. Let's get you the forecast very quickly. About a 10% chance of rain really all through the morning. 89 noontime, 90 by 1 o'clock. We keep that 10% chance of rain going for these quick moving showers through the evening hours. 96 your high temperature, but it will feel more like 99, 100 with the humidity. And then tonight, temperatures in the mid-80s by 9 o'clock. Another chance for some of these downpours tomorrow. We talk more about that here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. A new program aims at improving math performance for children of color.
United Way of San Antonio and Bexar County started a new initiative called Multiply Success. It's partnering with different local organizations to provide year-round support for children in our community.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live at one of those organizations, Family Services Association of San Antonio, with the impact this program will have. And good morning, Tiffany. What will Multiply Success provide organizations?
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. It's going to provide some funding so that each organization that is going to be part of this, they can create their own program structure just for those kiddos. And to talk a little bit more, we have Jose and Fabiola. Good morning. Talk to us about what are we seeing right now and how this will impact our students.
Yes, good morning. So what we're seeing is since 2019, an over 30% drop in math passing scores for 8th grade STAR for both Black and Latino students statewide.
And how would this impact our community?
Yeah, well, what Multiply Success does is, well, through a $635,000 grant from Corporate Partners for Racial Equity, we're going to be able to provide wraparound tutoring in math proficiency for low-income students of color, with an emphasis to recruit and retain Black students around San Antonio.
And Fabiola, how would this impact your organization and the programs that you have?
So what we're doing is that we are actually utilizing a model that we've already previously used, and it is going to be parent engagement. And so getting parents trained to be tutors, not only for their children, but the children around the school as well, on those different campuses, and making sure that we also engage community members, such as maybe university students that look like the students that they're tutoring, and offering them some project-based learning and having access as well to some digital and technology as well.
Why is math so important to a student's success? What have you seen?
So math is just a foundation as well for the future of the children. So it can play a part in their success, then also becomes a success in the future, right? And the careers that they're wanting to have, and giving them those opportunities so that they can realize those dreams.
Awesome. And Jose, talk to us about what other organizations you all partner with.
Yeah, so Multiply Success, again, is a powerful opportunity for the organizations that we've been able to work with. So Family Service Association, Prescott Community Service Center, Empower House SA, YWCA, and Good Samaritan.
I have a feeling that in the next few months, we're going to see a lot of success stories, a lot of smiles, happy kids, and this is just going to build up their confidence, right?
Absolutely.
This is very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have more on this coming up on the Noon Show. Back to you.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Tiffany.
Well, students at Boone Elementary are going home this summer with free books thanks to the hard work during their Pennies for Literacy campaign.
Their goal was to raise $1,000 for new books, and the students exceeded that goal, more than doubling that amount. And they not only raised enough money for students on their own campus, they also raised enough money to buy books for the neighboring middle school as well. It's distribution day at the Boone Elementary Library. A total of 550 students, each picking out brand new books to take home for the summer. The students raised all the money to pay for their new books through the Pennies for Literacy campaign.
It was cool because we got to count money and we got to go to the classes to get like the buckets with money, and then we had to put them inside the bag.
The goal was to raise $1,000 for new books for the campus. The students ended up exceeding that goal, raising $2,400.
They've all worked hard with the Pennies for Literacy and bringing in their money, and so it's great to see them giving to others. They're also receiving and getting filled with excitement. It's a great feel in our library right now.
If they want to read, they can read in the little area back here.
Marissa Martinez's third grade class led the fundraiser.
The class basically organizes everything. They create bins, posters, they do flyers, they pass them out to all of our campus, and they actually create different activities to be able to promote the Pennies for Literacy.
And because they surpassed their goal, Mrs. Martinez's students will also have the opportunity to present books to the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders at Rudder Middle School.
It feels good because I get to help my other friends and other people that need books.
When they leave my classroom, I want them to be better people, and the Pennies for Literacy actually gives them that opportunity to learn how to be of service to their community and to other people. And so this is probably one of my favorite fundraisers.
It was cool to be out there. Everybody was very excited. And the third grader that we interviewed, Jordan, what was neat about interviewing her, she was most excited about being able to give books to the kids at the other campus.
That's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Some great kids out there. As we said this morning, good kids doing great work.
Yeah, it's great to see it.
And teachers too. 941, about 81 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9. And still ahead, we are talking about the different discussions that have come up with everything that has been going on lately, including responses to active shooter situations.
We're back at just about 9:45.
Yeah, I was looking behind Justin at the graphics. It's like average high 91. Am I seeing that right?
That's correct.
Can we keep it there like next week too?
One could only wish. Basically all of May was above average. June is shaping up to at least start that way. Let's look at the statistics surrounding June. And one thing we know about June is we typically get some good rain early in the month, and by the end of the month, we tend to see that rain kind of fall off and we head into our summer-like pattern. 91 degrees, the average high, 71 is the average low. And by the time we end the month, 93 is the average high and the average low is 74. June ends on the 30th, doesn't it? Not the 31st. I believe that's correct, right? I put June 31st, but June ends on the 30th, right? You are correct. Okay, sorry.
Yes, that is correct, sir.
I'll fix that. Anyway, precipitation for the month is 3.28 inches. Summer solstice is on June 21st. That's when we officially head into June. So just, yes. So just to look at some of the June climatology there. Number of 100 degree days so far this year, we've had 5. And if you're curious where that ranks, well, back in 2009, we had 59 days above 100 degrees, 57 in 2011. So we've got a long way to go, but this year is shaping up to be pretty similar to those years. We are likely going to add to that total as we get into the weekend and next week. Quick check outside. We've got mostly cloudy skies, a couple showers around. We're going to show you the radar here in just a second. We've got some pop-ups here and there. 82 Stinson, 81 Kelly, 81 Randolph, and a south-southeasterly breeze anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. Yes, we are at 80, but it feels like 84. Humidity is pretty thick. 81 in Converse feels like 85. It's 81 in New Braunfels feels like 86. You get the idea. The live radar does reveal some of those pop-up showers we've been talking about. The most coverage that we're seeing is out there near Hallettsville, where we continue to see quite a few showers and downpours working south to north. So there's going to be some maybe decent rainfall totals from Shiner over to Hallettsville with some of this activity, but it becomes far more spotty as you go west. We are seeing some of that, though, here in San Antonio in places like Leon Valley. Saw a few showers there earlier, and now seeing one little shower right there at I-10 and 1604. But these things change minute by minute. As soon as the radar updates one of these showers or pop-ups, it's gone, and we see another one developing. So that'll be kind of the trend. But we're going to leave in a 10% chance of rain today for these quick pop-up showers, and you may have to use your windshield wipers from time to time. Here's a look at the forecast, and it does show a couple more showers popping up today, 10% chance. I think tomorrow we get a little more coverage with a weak frontal boundary slipping into the area. So we're going to up it to a 20% chance. But it'll be pretty similar to today, where you won't expect to get much rain out of this. As far as temperatures go today, 89 noontime, close to 90. And then by the afternoon, we pop up to about 96. It'll feel warmer than that with the heat index, 98, 99. Your feels like temperature by the afternoon. And we're going to get more of that heat going forward. Very quickly, we do need to check in on the tropics. We've got a developing system here, which likely will become Alex. This is a decent chance, has a decent chance of developing. And hurricane season, by the way, for the Atlantic starts today. So right on time here, we're getting our first potential system. But the main story with this one is going to be the rainfall. 7 inches plus, potentially, in South Florida. Miami is going to get a ton of rain out of this. Wish they'd share some of that with us, but that's not the case. All that rain stays well to the south. So just a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, 95, 96 Friday, 10%. And by the weekend, the rain shuts off and the temperatures crank up. 100 Sunday, 101 Monday and Tuesday. We could be setting some more records, too, early next week.
All right. I would say we look forward to that, but we kind of don't.
We don't.
No. Well, thank you anyway, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Right now, it's about 10 till 10. In the aftermath of the shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, area school districts are rediscussing ways to try to keep their students safe.
And with that, Southside ISD has made a policy change for its campuses and graduation ceremony. So due to heightened security, no purses or backpacks are allowed on campuses for the remaining of the school year, which ends tomorrow. And purses or backpacks will not be allowed inside the Alamo Dome tomorrow for the Southside High School's graduation.
Only students at Menchaca Early Childhood Center may use backpacks, and this is what is allowed at the Dome. Small purses no bigger than 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, a clear 12 by 12 bag, a gallon plastic freezer bag. Also, medically necessary and diaper bags are allowed.
And other discussions that have been brought up since the Uvalde shooting are responses to active shooter situations. And San Antonio police are training with a new tool right now for those kinds of instances.
Yeah, it's an app that claims to be able to cut down on response times and help manage the confusion at the scene. And it's one that schools, churches, and businesses can use well.
Garrett Bergen shows us what it does.
3, 2, 1.
In an active shooter scenario, every second counts.
This may shave 2-3 minutes off of response time. And imagine how many people somebody could kill in 1, 2, 3 minutes.
SAPD's SWAT team gathered at a church in Northwest Bexar County to try out LifeSpot. LifeSpot CEO, a former Denver SWAT officer, says the app will put the user who sounds the alarm directly into contact with 911. While also notifying police officers with the app and every user at that location.
And it sends an alert to everyone that needs to know, once again, in less than 6 seconds.
After that alert goes out, app users can mark off if they're injured, if they were able to get out, or if they're hunkering down. And they can provide information on the shooter directly to 911 or police. The idea being the info would get through more easily than it would in a flood of 911 calls.
We're getting reports of the shooters in the pre-K room.
SAPD is getting the app for free, and they plan to move forward with it, though just with SWAT for now. But any schools, businesses, or churches that would actually put it into use would have to pay to subscribe.
Depends on how many users. We're anywhere from 30 cents a user per month to a couple bucks.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says this was set up before the school shooting in Uvalde, and at first blush says it seems like a good app for police or a venue to have.
Does it come at a time when it seems like it would be even more valuable? I guess the answer to that question would be yes.
Chief McManus says it's probably a discussion to have with SWAT commanders before they decide whether to put this on every SAPD officer's phones. And he also wants to talk with them before making any recommendation for schools or businesses to go ahead and get the app. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Boy, a timely topic. 9:52, about 81 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Coming up tomorrow on GMSA at 9, our Great Grad Series continues with a first-generation college student. Tiffany Huertas will share his story and how he found a community at UTSA that helped him in many ways. That's tomorrow right here on GMSA at 9.
And it's in the 80s right now, sticky out there. We're still tracking a few of these quick-moving downpours that are working their way through San Antonio. You see one there right along 281 working towards 410. These will last about 30 seconds to a minute and then move right along, but we'll see a few more of them as we go throughout the course of the afternoon. Extended forecast, 96 today, 95 tomorrow, about a 20% chance of some more of these downpours, 96 Friday, but from there it heats up, 98 Saturday, triple digits Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We could be setting some records, especially on Monday. We're going to be adding to that list of triple digits that we've seen so far this year, as we mentioned earlier, 5 already. This could be a long summer.
More
I'll
to
just
come.
say that.
And that was just in May, the 5 in a row.
Just in May.
Oh my goodness.
Setting the stage. All right, Justin, thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a nice day and stay cool.
See you back here tomorrow morning for GMSA at 9.